Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pay Per Review. I am Mr. Third Place War Machine MJ as of Elimination Chamber. It's been a while since I've held this belt. Doesn't mean it looks any better. Anyway, before we begin the show, please do us a huge favor. Like, share, subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even though we haven't done shit on Instagram. And don't forget to slip us a $5 on the Patreon. $5 a month gives you exclusive access to my show, War Machine Requiem, as well as our show, Vintage Review, where the next pay-per-view we review is going to be WrestleMania X8. Yes, the WWE WCW Dream Card. Anywho, I am here today to talk about Defiant Wrestling Chain Reaction. Their February pay-per-view was couple weeks ago, and I've been meaning to do this video, and I finally done it. My first review of a Defiant pay-per-view. Still got two in the back. Yeah, I'll work on those and I'll put them up in the From the Back Room playlist. Anyway, but we start off the night with kind of a poor match, but it wasn't their fault. It was Liverpool's #1, soon to be known as the world's #1, Zach Gibson taking on Rampage. Now, old Zach Gibson, he likes to talk. And he did. He ran down the fans. He ran down Rampage, who he's been in a bit of a heated battle with. But yeah, middle of the, well, towards the beginning of this match, this the live stream had issues. Yeah, it cut out completely during the match. Then it came down, it came back on towards the end of the match, and it's the same effect still happens on the archived version. So anyway, Rampage was getting close to the victory until one of Zach Gibson's students decided to try and hop the barricade, distracting Rampage for Rampage to get rolled up by Zach Gibson for the 1-2-3. Zach Gibson is #1 in this match. He's still Liverpool's #1, but he's not the world's #1 yet. So, and we like Zach Gibson. We laugh whenever he says Liverpool because his accent. But he's a really good wrestler. Rampage, brutally awesome powerhouse with a pile driver finisher. Speaking of which, Rampage decided to pile driver Zach Gibson's student, while Zach Gibson didn't do anything. What a mook. Anyway, this match gets a 2.5 out of 5. I'm not going to bore you with time details like Raw does. Anyway, the next match was the Gimmick Killer, Drake, taking on Amir Jordan, one of Rampage's students. Really nothing to say about this match. It was blink and you miss it. Drake won. I believe he won with a roll-up. 2 out of 5. The next match was another match in Gabriel Kidd's ongoing feud with William Pastor Ever, as he took on the marquee player, or, that guy who looks like he just walked off the set of Game of Thrones, Jurn Simmons, the big Dutchman. This match was pretty good. When it looked like Jurn Simmons was going to get the upper hand, the lights dropped down. And when the lights came back up, Gabriel Kidd was joined by his old friend, Prince Amin. So, Gabriel Kidd found a way, and he beat the big bad Jurn Simmons. 3 out of 5. Not too bad. The next match was kind of an oddity. It's another match in the ongoing story of Travis Banks and Joe Hendry. But Travis Banks was surprisingly absent for this match because of a restraining order put on by Hendry, if I can get my words out. It was the tag team of Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Chris Brooks of the CCK taking on the prestigious El Ligero and the friend of the Prestige, the man of 1,001 nicknames, David Starr. This match was pretty enjoyable. You know, Ligero and Starr were up to their usual antics. Joe Hendry was on commentary, you know, basically singing the praises of El Ligero and David Starr and all this, that, and the other. But David Starr picked up the win. It was a pretty weird turn of events because El Ligero took out Chris Brooks with the C4L. And David Starr tagged himself in, shoved Ligero out of the way, and got the pin. And was just celebrating with a very confused Joe Hendry and El Ligero looking on. Until David Starr got dropped by Joe Hendry with the freak of nature. This prompted Travis Banks to come out to, well, get some revenge on Joe Hendry and El Ligero for the hell they've put him through since he got kicked out of the Prestige. And, well, let's just say that things were looking good for the Kiwi Buzzsaw because towards the beginning of the earlier in the night, Joe Hendry, in an effort to kickstart his new talk show and an effort to be the final member of Team Defiant, he invited Stu Bennett to talk, and in an effort to get on the team, he tore up his restraining order against Travis Banks. So now Travis Banks has the free will to put a hurting on him, and that he did. So this match, this tag team match, gets a 4 out of 5. Now the end result of this, it was Chris Brooks, Mike Bailey, Travis Banks, and David Starr all in the ring when Stu Bennett gave them a bit of good news. You see, he had a problem with the vacant Internet Championship. Zack Sabre Jr., who was the last Internet Champion, had to give up because he couldn't defend it. I'm guessing he was, he'd be away from the promotion for a while. So in order to name a interim Internet Champion, he decided to have those 4 men participate in a Fatal 4-Way elimination match for the Internet title on Defiant the very next episode, which Travis Banks won. He said that Zack Sabre Jr. will get a defense upon his return, and then when he held the match, when Stu Bennett held the match, he declared that whoever is the new Internet Champion will defend at Lights Out against the debuting Walter. Now, I don't know too much about Walter. I've heard the name a bit because, I believe he competed in PWG. But he's part of the WXW promotion, which is a German-based promotion, and he is a big drink of water. So, be on the lookout for him. Anyway, the next match was for the Defiant Women's Championship. It was Kay Lee Ray defending against the 21st Century Badass Millie McKenzie, who vows to take everybody to Overhead Toss Township. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, Suplex City is already owned, so they got to come up with something. I just came up with something on the spot. Anyway, this was a really hard-hitting match, and it was really good. I mean, I love the absolute shit out of this match. Millie McKenzie got the victory with her various suplexes. I mean, Manchester held a count for all the suplexes. So she is the new Defiant Women's Champion. This match got a 4.5 out of 5. It was bloody brilliant. And finally, the last match was Team Defiant versus Team IPW in a 5-on-5 elimination match. If Defiant wins, they drive IPW out. If Defiant lost, IPW would swallow up Defiant, and Defiant would close its doors for good. The team for Team IPW was the tag team Aussie Open, No Fun Done, March Haskins, and The Truth, Austin 4 belts, of course, Austin Aries, with his 4 belts. The Defiant Championship, the IPW Championship, the Impact Championship, and whatever championship that is from World Series of Wrestling. And they took on Team Defiant, the team of the heart and soul of Defiant Wrestling, Martin Kirby, BT Gunn, one half of the Defiant Tag Team Champions, Primate, the Kiwi Buzzsaw, Travis Banks, and finally, Rampage. Now this was oh shit, I forgot a match. Oh, I'll go ahead and keep talking about this match. This match was amazing. It really put an emphasis on the numbers game, because at certain points it came down to IPW having an overwhelming advantage over Defiant. But Defiant managed to battle back, and Martin Kirby even made Austin Aries tap out to his own maneuver, the Last Chancery, which set up a title match between them this past week on Defiant. But after Aries got eliminated, well, before he got eliminated, there was some dissension between Team IPW, mainly between Austin Aries and Mark Haskins, who, they were debating over who's the real leader of this team. So, in the end, Rampage was the sole survivor for Team IPW. For Team Defiant, my bad. It's a kind of a weird time. Anyway, he was the sole survivor. He beat Mark Davis of Aussie Open and Mark Haskins with the jumping pile driver. Ugh. Anyway, Team Defiant wins. They're still Defiant to the bloody end. This match got a 4 out of 5. Now, the match I forgot earlier was a tag team hardcore match. It was the Hunter Brothers, who are some Fabio looking motherfuckers, taking on the South Coast Connection. Now, they have traded wins and losses back and forth between each other, and so SEC finally said, enough is enough, we're going to settle this once and for all. A Chain Reaction is going to be a tag team hardcore match. This match was brutal. Wasn't bloody, it was just brutal. Fantastic showing. The South Coast Connection got the win, 4.5 out of 5. Overall, I give Chain Reaction a 4 out of 5. This was a fantastic pay-per-view, top to bottom, a lot better than Elimination Chamber. But with that being said, our next preview will be of Fastlane, which is going to be, actually, it's this Sunday. There's also going to be a review of that, along with a preview of Defiant's next pay-per-view, Lights Out. So with that being said, I am War Machine MJ, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.